Yeah, let's approach them.
Yeah, let's go. Hi guys!
Hey, hi! What you guys doing here?
Nothing, we just walk around.
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, have you studied the audit subject? Chapter 1 and chapter 2?
Of course.
Well,
Actually,
We've been dealing with some problems for the topics Company Act 2006. We have a favor to ask. Can you please help us with that topics?
why not you guys join us for our study group?
that's great.
Yeah, we would love to. So, when is the date and the time?
The study group this afternoon?
Yeah.
This afternoon.
Okay, sure. We would love to.
Alright, come and join us. See you guys later.
A few moments later.
Since we are discussing about the Company Act 2016, why don't each of us share what section we understand the most, and the rest will take note on that.
So, what if I start first? I will tell you about section 261, which is the audit statement. Under section 261, auditors are required to state whether the company, in his opinion, keep proper accounting records and other books during the period covered by those accounts. Besides that, auditors are also required to state whether the financial statement have been audited according to Companies Act 2016. Next, the auditor's report is the audit also need to state whether the auditor's report is subject to any qualification or opinion under any applicable auditing standards. Lastly, auditors are also required to state whether at the date of the financial statement, the company appeared to have been able to meet its liabilities as and when the liabilities fall due. That's what I understand under section 261. Now, I will tell you about the qualification of auditors. Under section 263, it is about company auditors to be approved by minister charged with responsibility for finance. And any person may apply to the minister charged with the responsibility for finance to be approved as a company auditor for the purpose of this act. The minister may, if he is satisfied that the applicant is a good character and competent to perform the duties of an auditor under this act, upon payment of the prescribed fee, approve the applicant as a company auditor. Next, any approval granted by the minister under subsection 2 may be made subject such limitation or condition as it is fit and may be revoked at any time by him by the services of a notice of revocation on the approved person. Every approval under this section, including a renewal of approval of a company auditor, shall be enforced for a period of 2 years after the date of issue, unless sooner revoked by the minister. The minister may delegate all or any of his powers under this section to any person or body of person charged with the responsibility for the registration or control of accountants in Malaysia. Any person who is aggrieved with any decision of the minister or with the decision of any person or body of persons to whom such minister has delegated or any of his power under this section may appeal to the court. For the purpose of this section, persons means a chartered accountant as defined under Accountant Act 1967. Last night, I also read about section 264, which is the disqualification of auditors. A person shall not knowing consent to be appointed as an auditor for any company and act as an auditor for any other company. A person shall not prepare a report for a company if he is not approved. He is not an approved company auditor or in debt to the company in an amount exceeding 25,000 ringgit. A person also shall not prepare a report for the company if he is related to the company. Related to the company including he or his spouse is an officer of the company or a partner of the company or a shareholder, or his spouse is a shareholder of the corporation whose employee is an officer of the company. A person also shall not prepare a report if he is responsible for keeping the register of members or the register of debenture holders of the company. Besides that, a person also cannot become an auditor if he is an undischarged bankrupt or he has been convicted or any offence involving fraud or dishonesty punishable with imprisonment for 3 months or more. That's what I understand.
And next, what do you think, Mina? What is the duties and responsibility of auditor?
Oh, I read about that section last time. Let me explain it to you. For section 260C, for the duties of an auditor of a company shall have a duty to form an opinion to each of the following matters. The first matter is whether he has obtained all the information and explanation that he required, or whether proper accounting and other records, including registers, have been kept by the company or required by this Act. Besides that, an auditor shall have duty to form an opinion whether the returns received from branch officers of the company are adequate. An auditor also have a duty at the company to access at all reasonable times to the accounting and other records, including registers of the company, and is entitled to require from any officers of the company and any auditor or related company such information and explanation as he desires for the purposes of audit. I also read about the rights of an auditor in section 266 for the number 4 to 7. Every auditor of a company shall report to the members on the financial statement and on the company's accounting and other records relating to those financial statements. And if it is a holding company for which consolidated financial statements are prepared, shall also report to the members on the consolidated financial statement, and the report shall be, in the case of a public company, it has to be laid before the company at its annual general meeting. If it is in the case of a private company, the consolidated financial statement has to be circulated to its members and laid before the company at a meeting of members. So that's all that I read last night.
What about you, Krishnan? Actually, last night I read about the appointment of auditors in private company and in public company. Actually, the appointment of auditors in private company is in section 267. There are two ways of appointing an auditor, which can be made by the board of directors or the member of the company. Board of directors should appoint an auditor in a new company to fill in the job vacancy. The member of the company can also appoint an auditor in the next following year of the first financial statement period. An auditor should be appointed by both board of director and member of company. An auditor should be appointed by board of director and member of the company according to the law. That's for the private company. And appointment for auditors in public company is stated in section 271, which is something similar to the appointment of auditors in private company, but slightly different. Board of director could appoint an auditor at any time before the first annual grand meeting or AGM to fill in the job vacancy. The auditor that has been appointed should stay as the auditor of the company after auditor that has been appointed as an auditor for the company should fill in the position until the final decision at the AGM has been made. And the members of company can also appoint an auditor at the annual grand meeting when the board of directors has failed to appoint one.
I see. So I'm going to explain to you guys about what I understand under section 276. It is about resolution to remove auditor from office. So for resolution to remove auditor from office, the members of the company may remove an auditor from office at any time by ordinary resolution at general meeting in accordance with section 277. This section shall not be taken as depriving the person removed of the compensation or damages payable to him in respect of the termination of his appointment as an auditor. So an auditor may not be removed from office before the expiration of his term of office except by resolution under this section 276. So, for section 277 about special notice required for resolution to remove auditor from office. So, for the first one, a special notice of 28 days shall be required for resolution to remove an auditor from office at a general meeting of a company. Upon receipt of the special notice of such intended resolution, the company shall immediately send a copy of the notice to auditor proposed to be removed and registered. The auditor may make a representation in writing not exceeding a reasonable length to the company within 7 days from the receipt of the special notice and may request the prior to the meeting at which the resolution is to be considered. A copy of the representation be circulated by the company to every member of the company to whom the notice of the meeting is sent. Upon the request of the auditor referred to in subsection 3 now, the company shall send a copy of the representation to every member of the company to whom notice of the meeting is sent. If a copy of the representation is not sent as required under subsection 4, the auditor may, without prejudice to his right to be heard orally, require that the representation be read out at the meeting. So, a copy of the representation need not be circulated and representation need not be read at the meeting if, on the application either of the company or any other person claiming to the aggrieved, the court is satisfied that the auditor is using this section 277 to secure needless publicity or the matter if is defamatory or some other grounds that the court thinks reasonable. So that is my understanding under section 276 and section 277.
As for me, I have read section 281 until 283. In section 281 about the resignation of auditors, an auditor of a company may resign his office by giving a notice in writing to the effect to the company at its registered office. The term of auditor ends after 21 days from the date of the notice. But as a section 282 for the notice of resignation of auditor to register, companies send notice to register within 7 days before resignation notice. They will commit an offence if they breach the section. And for section 283 for the right of resigning auditors of a public company, when an auditor about to resign in a public company, it should be with a statement of circumstances. The director could conduct a general meeting for accepting the explanation. The company should have noticed that been met through subsection 3. Every member should receive receive copy of the statement. The general meeting should be held at least during 28 days from the date of the notice made under subsection 2, and the notice with a reasonable length should be requested to its member before meeting was held, an auditor, and before auditor resigned on purpose to fill vacancy. So, Tristan and Romina, do you understand better about the Company Act 2016?
Yes, I feel so relieved now. Finally, I can understand better. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I feel like I can score an A for audit now.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. So let's us
Do more discussion about another topic later.